And that was a challenge because the water company in Owenton was developed in the early 1930s. And people worked hard to provide what was then good quality water with a nice water plant and a water treatment plant. But over the years, the city just could not keep up with the demands. We could not afford to keep up with all the mandates that was coming down from the state. And we were going from bad to worse, and it was like a dominoes effect. We just could not get to a point where we could sustain ourselves. And with the trihalomethane levels being what they were, we knew that we were in a desperate situation, and I was crying out for help. I'd never been mayor before, knew very little about water other than the time that I had been on the water board. And what I did know, I learned from that. And I quickly learned that we really had some issues that were very, very serious. And I knew that we could not afford to take care of this situation. Here it is, a municipally owned water company. Nobody wanted to let go of that water company. It was theirs. It's ours. We don't want to sell that. But at the same time, we had to realize we have to do something. And we do not have the means to provide quality water to our constituents. Well, initially there was skepticism, some uncertainty, because we were dealing with a company that the people in general, as far as the public, really didn't know a whole lot about. But I'd already worked with them for 3 or 4 years before we really got to the point of selling. But it has been nothing but a plus. It has been a huge positive decision. And I consider one of the most important things I ever did as a mayor was to provide quality water for the residents of Owenton and Owen County. But we could have never done that without the help, without the resources that Kentucky American has offered. They have been great to work with. They're very reputable. They are professional, but they're easy to work with too. I've come to love and appreciate Kentucky American in a tremendous way. Well, we were able to expand water lines. We had people that just could not be provided water. They had water tanks. They had trucks that they would have their water delivered to in cisterns. But Kentucky American was able to expand those lines and provide hundreds of people with water, quality water, city water that they had never had before. We had pipelines that had been laid in the 1930s that had never been replaced. And it created a huge amount of issues. Our water quantity is better. Our pressure, the water pressure that we have in our households is so much better now. There were people, that was certainly one of the questions that was asked on many occasions. But we were at the point where our water rates were having to be increased, along with our sewer rates having to be increased so much. We could not afford, the customers, the constituents, could not afford to pay what they were going to have to pay. But Kentucky American came in. We were able to reach a very reasonable price. Right now, if you took a survey of the people in Owenton and Owen County and all the people that they serve, where we are right now in comparison to where we were 15 years ago, there's no comparison. And everybody is completely satisfied and overwhelmed by the support that Kentucky American has provided. They are very community oriented. And that plays a big role in us trusting them and them making an investment into our community. Obviously, you're going to want somebody that you know you believe in, you know you can trust, and somebody that you built a rapport with. And that's exactly what we did with the Kentucky American. I have no reservations. If I had to go back and redo anything that I ever did while I was in office, it would not be the water situation. The best thing that ever took place for the city of Owenton and its constituents was providing good quality water for the people today and for the future.